What is up, guys? It's the Bluebloods, man, coming back at y'all Thursday, April 29th, another 2-minute drill episode. And we figured what a better time just to go ahead and knock out this NFL draft primer, man. It is tonight. Our live stream also is going live. I believe we're going to try to go 30 minutes before the draft, so make sure to tune in. We'll be posting our announcement across all our social media and on our YouTube account, man. So make sure to turn on that post notification bell so y'all know when we go live. We'll be live streaming on Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook Live, man. So you can catch us all 4 spots. So make sure if you want to catch it on YouTube, to go ahead and subscribe now. And like I said, turn on that post notification bell. If it looks like we're recording and the same things you just got done watching our Quincy KC breaking news episode in, it's because we just got done filming that, man. We had to get that in before the 2-minute drill because that is some huge news. And like I said on that episode, we will keep y'all updated on all things breaking news, Jackson State and Quincy KC moving forward. But let's get right into it, man. NFL draft tomorrow night. So me and Brandon are going to kind of make this an informal episode, man. We're just going to kind of go through the biggest things that we feel like y'all need to know and that need to be broken down before we get to draft night. So let's start with this, Brandon. The news. Let's start with this. I like to start on a positive note where we can clown somebody, and that's going to be Bucky Brooks, who suggested that the Baltimore Ravens should move on from Lamar Jackson and trade up for a quarterback now. So, Brandon, do you think, and you can tell our listeners, do you think the Ravens should trade up for a quarterback tonight now?
No. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my and not in my entire life. There's a lot of I hang out with a lot of dumb people, myself included. I don't get a pass there, but that's really, really, really stupid. Why would you do that? He
was the unanimous MVP.
He won the MVP, dude. What? Yes, I get it. He might not have like the greatest arm strength of any quarterback in the NFL, but good God, the guy won an MVP. Like, you know how crazy that is? No, that's. I feel like we don't even need to waste time on this, Zach. That's the dumbest thing.
The worst part, bro, is that he went on undisputed today and defended it even further.
Him and Chris Sims should go hang out because their draft.
That was the next one. So, let me say this. His argument is, Brandon, that John Harbaugh came out and said that you're going to run their offense like Army. It's going to be a run. We're going to run the ball down your throat. And so he said you don't need an elite quarterback to do that. So why not rotate through every 3-4 years so you avoid having to pay a quarterback $40 million a year like we saw Dak get? And it gives you cap flexibility to move on and further, compete in other ways. And his argument is we've seen teams make moves and make NFL Super Bowl runs with quarterbacks on team-friendly deals. For me, I'm like, okay, like I get it. I feel like Tom Brady's the exception, though. We probably shouldn't ask everyone to do everything like Tom Brady, who's married to probably the richest supermodel the world's ever seen. So let's pump the brakes there. 2, let's just stop acting like you're going to get Trey Lance and he's going to be Patrick Mahomes and, win the MVP, throw 50 touchdowns. And, I'm a lot higher on Fields than, apparently the NFL media is. But I don't think he's going to come out and throw for 50 touchdowns and lead, your team to a Super Bowl and or win a unanimous MVP and lead the league in passing touchdowns like Lamar has. This is tough. And he said the Browns should do the same thing with Baker Mayfield, which I don't necessarily agree with either. But, let's look at where their picks are, Brandon. They have pick, I think, 26 and 31. How high are you getting? Where are you aiming?
I don't know. That's crazy to me. I have no idea.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Guys, let us know what you think. But I think that is a tough, real tough look here. And, Brandon mentioned Sims. So, that was another storyline. He had Justin Fields falling to pick 32, which means he would pass the Broncos, I guess they traded for Bridgewater today, might not need it, might not need a quarterback anymore. Past the Patriots, probably could use a quarterback. How about passing the Washington football team? Probably could use a quarterback. How about the Chicago Bears? Also probably could use a quarterback. How about the New Orleans Saints, who just had Drew Brees retire? I think they would. I think they would enjoy a quarterback. There's just it doesn't make any. I mean, Brandon, you're telling me. I mean, let's just say a team like the Falcons already select, or a team. I don't know who the Dolphins or whatever. Do you think if the Dolphins at pick 18, if they're sitting there and Fields is there, they're like, maybe?
I think you consider it. I don't think they pull the trigger on that, but I think any team, dude, once he passes the 10th pick in this draft, I feel like every team's got to be like, wait, hold on a second. How is he still on the board? We didn't prepare for this.
I just don't. What makes you think Justin Fields is going to fall past 9 or 8 or 9?
Absolute worst scenario. What makes you think he's going to pass what the Patriots have picked 15?
15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah. What makes you think he's going to pass 15 at all, let alone fall to 32?
I don't know, man. That might have been the worst mock draft of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie. That could have been the worst mock draft of all time.
There was some really honestly, bad. And I'm a little woke to this, Zach. I think he did it on purpose. He wanted to have a little bit of buzz going into this draft, throwing Chris Sims' name around.
Yeah, not many people are talking Chris Sims anymore, I would have to imagine. But let's get to some tangible storylines. We're done making fun of people with really bad NFL draft takes. The mock community, as our friend Josh Pate would call them. But let's get to the 49ers, man. There was a leaked report today, or no, 2 days ago, that it's going to come down to Trey Lance or Mac Jones at number 3 now. That's their 2 options. So let's take this from 2 ways for you, Brandon. If you had to pick one of the 2, who are you taking at 3 if you're the 49ers? And who do you think is just a bad choice to take either, and who would you take if that's the case?
Out of those 2, I'm probably going with Trey Lance. I'm not a Mac Jones believer. But all that said, the leak that we heard, it's not necessarily a leak. It's just Todd McShay. Todd McShay has talked to the GM. He's talked to the front office for the 49ers. They want Trey Lance. Apparently, Kyle Shanahan wants Mac Jones, and that's part of the reason they traded up. I don't know how, if you're the 49ers and you have this quarterback guru in Kyle Shanahan, you go against him. But at the same time, why would you want to waste pick number 3 in this draft on Mac Jones? I don't know. That's there's at this point in the draft, there's going to be 2 quarterbacks better than Mac Jones ahead of him on the draft board, at least, in my opinion. But, yeah, like I said, I take Trey Lance. I feel like the potential's there. Yes, he's only played 1 season, sure. Mac Jones has only played 1 full season. I mean, he played in Tua's absence in 2019, and he looked good. Like granted, he looked good, but also he just had the most stacked wide receiver room in college football. So anyone's going to look good in that. I don't know. It's weird to me that Kyle Shanahan sees something in Mac Jones. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think I'd end up going with Trey Lance if I had to choose.
Based on what I've been reading, he thinks he's the next Matt Ryan when Matt Ryan was in that 2016 offense.
It's so crazy.
I mean,
so you can trust him. He was there. So,
I mean, the thing about it for me is I keep hearing this term thrown around, Brandon. Ready to start now.
Yeah,
I keep hearing that, and I'm like, for me, he's the least ready to start now because he has the most question marks. He's the least athletic.
Now, I will say I don't know if Trey Lance is ready to start now either.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't think so. Let me say this. Fields, no, not Fields. Wilson, Lance, and Jones for me are the 3 that I wouldn't start right away. Yeah. Just on my end, I know that Wilson's up there. Listen, for me, and this was going to be my next question, but we can just group it in here. We'll just call this the quarterback segment of this. I think Wilson has the highest chance to bust out of any of them.
I literally said that 2 days ago on the 2-minute drill. I agree with you, Zach. I agree with you 1,000,000%. I would, like I said, I would not be surprised if we look back in a season or 3 seasons, 5 seasons, however far in the future you want to go, and you're like, good Lord. And I'm not saying it's going to be the same exact situation as the Mitch Trubisky draft, where the Bears traded up to get him, drafted Mitch Trubisky, and then Patrick Mahomes was still on the board, Deshaun Watson was still on the board. So I'm not saying it's going to be the same exact thing, but I think Justin Fields is more talented, and Trey Lance has a ton of potential. He could also do that. So continue with what you're saying, though. I didn't mean to interrupt you like that.
Oh, no, you did. I mean, I was just saying, I think he has the highest chance to bust. I mean, that stat that came out where against teams with 10-plus wins, he never won a game and had like 1 touchdown and 8 interceptions or something like that.
Well,
in his entire career.
And not to mention, this past season is what raised his draft stock so much. First of all, he was playing for an independent school. They played 2 ranked teams, and they lost to one of them. So, I don't know. It's weird to me that his draft stock rose that much last season. Yes, I get it. He has the tangibles. He has the big arm. He's not – and I will go back and eat my words. And, Zach, clip this if you want. He is not the next Patrick Mahomes like people are saying.
Yeah, I think his ceiling, honestly – I think I broke it down on one of our other 2-minute drills. His ceiling to me is Matt Stafford at the highest. I mean, that's good, as high as it goes. And his floor is pretty bad. I mean, I would say, and listen, it's funny that he's going to the Jets because I think his floor could be like a Sam Darnold.
I think it's worse than Sam Darnold.
Even lower. Like a Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy. Yeah. Cool.
The second pick, man, that's just – I mean, so, Brandon, let's go back to last year's quarterback class. Let's just take these 5 and see – because I sent you that thing where they've ranked the quarterbacks for this year's class in last year's class, and Justin Herbert was like 5th or 6th or something like that.
Actually, mind.
Yeah, so let's rank – so let's say – so, like, you have last year's top 5 quarterbacks or – really, I think top 4, I think would be probably better for last year, maybe top 3. And then you have this year's top 5. Who is your top 5 from like that big group of quarterbacks?
Like, hold on. So run the rules back real quick.
Okay, so you get to pick any quarterback from last year's draft class.
Yeah.
And any quarterback from this year's draft class. If you had to combine them, who is your top 5 coming into the draft? If we had to redraft it all.
Oh, so I'm combining classes. I go Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Justin Fields, and I don't know, some 5th guy, Zach Wilson.
I mean, exactly. So, like, I don't think he's the second pick. I mean, if I had to do it, I would probably say Lawrence. I would say Herbert because I had Herbert over Burrow going into last year anyway. Burrow would probably be 3. I'd probably put Fields at 4. And then, yeah, you could probably put Wilson or Lance at 5 if you wanted to say something there. But, I mean, just for me, I just don't see the Zach Wilson hype. I think he could be good. I think he could hit. I get it. But my Lord, man, to compare him to Patrick Mahomes when he hasn't done a damn thing, I don't get it. But let's move on here, man. The draft really starts at 4, to be honest. I mean, let's just say the Falcons could bring the whole system down on its head if they take a quarterback here at 4. But for you, man, we had our guys from ATL, Falcons UK on here. They said they're all trade back guys or Kyle Pitts guys. That's the consensus. Yep. For you, that's your rival. I get it. You're a Saints fan. Put the Saints hat aside down there in Louisiana. If you're a Falcons guy, what do you think? If you're the GM for the Falcons, let's say, what do you do with pick 4?
I trade back. I trade back all day long, to be completely honest. And yes, Kyle Pitts is appealing. That's a guy that you want. I say you trade back and hell, I mean, take a quarterback even. Matt Ryan's not going to play forever. Take a guy who's going to be his heir apparent. I mean, good Lord, you know how much – Zach, try to understand how much draft capital you could possibly get for the number 4 overall pick in this year's draft. I mean, that's a spot where you could take Kyle Pitts. You could take Jamar Chase. You could take Penei Sewell. You could take anybody. I mean, you could even take a quarterback there, if you're a team that's hungry for a quarterback. I mean, at that point, there's probably 3 off the board, which is insane. But I don't know. I feel like you get multiple picks. You could get players. I mean, you could get all kind of stuff for this draft pick, man. And I think that if I'm a Falcons fan, that's what I'm rooting for. Second, I would say probably go with Kyle Pitts because you don't want that fourth best quarterback overall, or you don't want the fourth quarterback taken in this draft. I get it. Justin Fields is good. I don't think he's worth what I don't think he's better than all the draft capital you would get by trading this pick. Does that make sense? So I would definitely trade this or take somebody you're not going to get in any other, or somebody that you're going to get a big return on investment on, like Kyle Pitts. I mean, that guy is once in a generation tight end. Take him. Take him if you don't want to trade.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, there was rumors today that they're talking about trading Julio.
Okay.
I mean, first I want to start off with this. I want to see where your head's at. What is Julio's trade value to you?
He's close to 30 now, huh? I mean,
I think he's already 30. I think he's already in his 30s.
So I don't know. I think teams would reach on, or not reach. I think teams would overpay for Julio for sure. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, basically, just in waiting. So, I mean, yes, he's old, but he's still good. I mean, this dude's unreal still. He's not in his prime anymore, I don't think. But
where would you rank him in terms of wide receivers right now if he's fully healthy?
Right now, he's top 3.
Okay, I was making sure you said he was kind of like out of his prime, so I was like,
he is out of his prime, but in his prime, he's the greatest receiver in professional football at the time.
Yeah, I feel you. I was making sure we're on the same page. I was like, you better not be putting Slant Boy over him.
Well,
that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I think they can get a first for him.
Yeah,
minimum, right? So. Maybe a first and a third if they can fleece somebody.
Yeah.
So let me say this: if they get a first for Julio, let me say this. I'm just going to put this out here in just terms of my opinion. We released this episode today on April 29th. If a Julio trade goes through and they trade into the first round, I think that solidifies they're taking a wide receiver or Kyle Pitts at 4.
I think you got to take Kyle Pitts at 4 if you trade Julio. I think that he is the size of a tight end, but he's a wide receiver. So you got to take Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, because you'd be an instant replacement. You would have a first-round pick later where, I mean, depending on where you can fall, I mean, I guess you could get a corner maybe because I know that's a big need is like a safety corner. If you could trade into like the late first and get like a Trevon Moehrig, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or Merrick, sorry, I forgot TCU fans correct me on that. Apparently English doesn't work like I thought it does. So Trevon Merrick, I hate that. That is nauseating to say, but that would give them an instant impact guy to replace Keanu Neal, who they lost in free agency. So I really like that. But then we go on to the Bengals situation, Brandon. Let's move on to pick 5 here. Guys, this will kind of probably be a longer 2-minute drill because it's a whole NFL draft primer. But, bro, this isn't your team. But this is your quarterback. You want Joe Burrow to succeed as an LSU fan. Do you think it is smart to draft Jamar Chase here at 5 and pass over someone like Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater or a Christian Darrisaw?
I don't personally know. You got to protect. I mean, if nothing else, I know if you're watching if you're watching our NFL draft primer, you had to have seen the Bengals uniform reveal. And you saw the giant scar on Joe Burrow's knee from ACL surgery. Protect him, man. You already have wide receivers. What are you doing even entertaining drafting a receiver here? You have 3 really, really good wide receivers right now. Protect Joe Burrow. Make sure he can get the ball to those receivers, dude. Like this is insane. He has T. Higgins, who was the leading receiver on their team last season. I mean, the kid's going to be a star. And I mean, you have Boyd and you have Green. So
no, Green got traded. They traded him
Anyway, it doesn't matter. You have two great receivers right now.
And I think the wide receiving class is really deep. So, I mean, who could you possibly get in the second round?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably still get what's his name? I mean, you can get anybody.
You could probably get. I think in the second round you'd be able to get Rondell Moore. You'd probably be able to get Kadarius. Yeah, you could probably get Kadarius Toney if he falls, which I don't know if he's going to go early. What if Terrace Marshall falls?
Yeah, hey,
it's not a guarantee. And then because with all the Elijah Moore hype, he probably looks like he's going to go first round, which is nauseating to me. I mean, that's ridiculous that he's a first round talent all of a sudden. But and then even in the third round, you could get someone like a Seth Williams. You could get, I mean, a Daz Newsome. I mean, there's so many players you could get here. And I hate this argument. So, you know, I heard some Bengals fans saying, like, we signed this free agent and this free agent. None of those free agents are top offensive linemen. Yeah, right. Did you get marginally better? Potentially. Or you could have just done what the Chiefs did and tried to mask a problem and ignore it for too long until the Chiefs had to go out and trade away a first-round pick and sign Joe Thuney to a ridiculous deal, or Joe Thurney or whatever his name is. I mean, this isn't offensive line is so important, Brandon. I mean, you look at what the Patriots O-line was. You look at what the Bucs O-line was. You have to have an O-line to succeed. And you said that. I mean, what evidence do you need to draft an O-lineman? Yeah, look at that scar on his knee right there. You want another one on the other knee?
No.
I mean, how many talented quarterbacks, Brandon, have we seen be hampered by injuries their whole career? And you're just going to go with this is the Cincinnati Bengals are a teenage boy who came into some money and he's like, you know what? I'm going to spend it all on, you know, whatever it is. Maybe let's make him an 8-year-old boy. They're going to go spend it all on toys at Toys R Us instead of just like going to spend it on something important. I mean, they are just impulsive right now. It's like, yes, Jamar Chase is great. Jamar Chase is going to be an outstanding player in the NFL, but that's not what you need. And we got to reel it in. I get it. It's not a sexy pick to pick Penei Sewell, but it's a investment that's going to pay off in 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. All this said, they are going to draft Jamar Chase. So it's just,
I know. It's sad. And, you know, we're going to have this debate once and for all here, man. We've had it, I think, once or twice on here. I need you to convince me why Jamar Chase is better than Devontae Smith, man. He's not, and so I really need an argument a while.
He's bigger. He's more physical. He's not a better route runner. That's where Devontae.
I was hoping I baited you, bro, because I was about to just gut it right there.
You can't bait me, dog. He's bigger. He's more physical. He might be faster. We don't know. He might. I don't know.
Faster. Yeah. I really wish he would have been able to run the 40. That's one thing that injury really took away from him, because if he would have went out there and run a blazing 40, I think we'd be having a different conversation.
I hate when my hand injuries stop me from running a 40-yard dash. That sucks. Well, and let's talk about the negatives on Devontae Smith. Not a team guy. Couldn't finish the national championship.
Oh my gosh! What, after he put up more yards and touchdowns than Jamar Chase had in 4 quarters?
He quit on his team.
That's wild. That's wild. Jamar Chase literally quit on his team for the entire season.
No, he was cool. It's different.
Guys, comment down below who's better, Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, man. We're really torn on this. Devontae Smith's my guy, even as an Auburn fan. Beat up sticking with the home team kid. But, you know, let's move down a little bit. So, Brandon, we're assuming the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. Let's say the Falcons go with Pitts. We know the Bengals. We know the Dolphins are not going quarterback. We know the Lions probably aren't going quarterback. The Panthers reported today they're not going to go quarterback. And so we're at 9. The Broncos just signed Bridgewater. They've been getting a lot of calls. What teams are you looking at to trade with the Broncos or Cowboys for pick 9 or 10 for Fields or Lance?
I want to say New England, but New England doesn't strike me as the team that's going to trade anything or trade up at all. They might trade down, which is weird. weird to say anyway. I don't think Belichick's going to be like, yeah, let's trade up. No, he's not going to reach for a quarterback. If quarterback falls to him, he takes him. Sure, he's not going to reach. I don't know, man. That's tough. I can see Chicago maybe trading up, unless they really think Andy Dalton's the guy. And I don't, knowing that front office, who knows? The Washington football team can trade up.
Couch coach will throw a fit. Couch coach will throw a whole fit if they trade up.
Sorry, couch coach. But I know they won't. But I would like to see the Saints trade up. They won't do it. Go ahead and trade some of those players, free up even more cap space, and then go get a quarterback. Go do it. Go get Justin Fields. They won't do it. Whatever. Yeah, but I mean, realistically, probably the Bears if nobody else.
Yeah, I like that. So, as we get to the end of this, we're, getting out to the end. Give me your big board for the Saints. If you're the GM of your team, the Saints, who are the top 5 players you're like, man, if we get them, I'm going to the bank tonight.
Oh man, this is so tough. Okay, well, if Chris Sims
within reason, don't be like, yo, I hope Trevor Lawrence falls 25 picks to me.
I'll say Justin Fields just because I could still see him falling.
Chris Sims is a psychic.
Caleb Farley, Trayvon Merrick. That defense needs some work. We need some secondary. Kwity Paye. I would like to see him on that defensive line, and let's say, what's his name? Gregory Rousseau. I would reach. I would reach a little bit on Gregory Rousseau. I think he's upside.
I don't think it's a reach. We were talking about this dude being like a top 5 pick like a year ago.
Yeah.
And now everyone's saying that the dude that was his backup's better than him and that this guy's a bust. What?
No. Everybody forgets what happened at UCLA. Whatever.
I'm taking a waiver on the 6'6", 260 dude with 15 and a half sacks as a freshman. Yep. Give me that waiver every day at, I think y'all are pick 25 or something like that, 27?
I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
It could be 27. I don't know. I'm not an NFL guy. I'm a college football guy.
Way down there, somewhere down yonder. Man, I don't know. So for me with the Saints, I feel like secondary is the biggest need for sure. Yeah. And I think that safety spot would be mine, man. I mean, because I think you got Lattimore at the one corner spot who's going to lock it down. And I don't know if Farley's going to be that lockdown corner. And outside of Farley, I don't love any of the corners, the value at 20-something. But I think Trevon, man, is that kid is going to be so good. And him back there on the back end of that secondary with Lattimore, man, I think he has the chance to be one of the best safeties, I think, in Saints history if he goes there.
Okay, I mean, big words, but yeah,
that's big words. That's big words. I get it. I know. As a Saints fan, you can't sign off on that before getting your season tickets taken away. But I really like it. But I mean, so Brandon, do you think, like, just looking ahead, as we wrap up this primer, do you think there's going to be just any ridiculous surprises first round NFL draft?
The only surprise I could see, and I mentioned it before, because I know Kyle Shanahan and I know he's a big brain guy. Smoke screen on Mac Jones. I could see them going with Justin Fields, and I think that would blow up this entire draft. I'd love to see it, but
I would too. That'd be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Just imagine the wrench in the plans if the Jags go like Mac Jones number 1 or like Zach Wilson number 1. Just pure chaos.
I don't know. I think we'd have to end the draft stream. I would drink infinitely more cold beverages. That's the tradition here on draft night, guys. If you weren't here last year.
That was tough. That's about as bad as our national championship.
It was not half as bad as the national championship.
Yeah, guys, go check out our national championship episode the night of the national championship when LSU won. Your boy B-Dub was turned up. But
I'm not even that embarrassed. Uh, I deserve that.
We weren't even going to record if Auburn was in it. Let me just say that.
Zach and I were, first of all, we recorded at like 1 a.m. because I just kept Zach sent me the link to record at like 11, and then I just kept talking and I would call other people. It was a great time.
It was a fun time, but I mean, guys, so the last question here as we wrap up this primer, and this was just an informal, fun breaking down all the crazy storylines as we just get y'all to the draft tonight. But man, what are the odds? So if you were a bookie, what are the odds that if the Packers don't draft offense, Aaron Rodgers retires and goes to Jeopardy?
I mean, that's like a parlay, dude. He has to retire and go to. First of all, they have to not draft offense. Second of all, Aaron Rodgers retires. Third, he goes and hosts Jeopardy. Look, the odds that he retires, I give it minus 1,000 because he's gonna
like it.
He's got to do it. There's no chance he doesn't out this time.
I hope they go out and draft like Kyle Trask. I will die, bro.
Do the same thing they did last year.
And they draft Kyle Trask or Kellen Mond.
That's nuts. I don't know.
No, okay. So wait, last storyline. Let me find this. This is horrible. Like live stream radio, dude. Did you of the position rankings I sent you the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to talk about those. Is it Chris Sims again? I think it is.
I believe it was Chris Sims, yes.
Yes, Chris Sims, guys. Let's go through these rankings as we wrap up this episode. I haven't pulled up, Brandon. You're good. I haven't pulled up here.
I'm here.
So his quarterback ranking, guys. Let's go through this before as we wrap up this episode. Zach Wilson, number 1.
Bad.
I'm gonna let that simmer, guys. Zach Wilson, number 1. Trevor Lawrence, number 2. Mac Jones, 3. This I'm going to throw up in my mouth of this. Kellen Mond, 4th. Trey Lance, 5. Yeah, I know y'all are wondering where Justin Fields is. Yep, that's him at 6.
It's tough. This is an awful look.
This is like toxic, bro. Like this is Brandon, we have covered every single year Justin Fields has played college football. Has there ever been a question if he was a top 5 quarterback in the country?
No.
Has there been a question if he's a top 3 quarterback?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. I'm just done. And the other one, here we go. This is going to piss all Alabama fans off that love our show so much. Running back rankings. Travis Etienne. Michael Carter, not even the best UNC running back. Javian Hawkins. Yeah, in case y'all didn't know, that's the Louisville running back. Najee Harris at 4. And then Javonte Williams at 5.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
What?
What do we do?
I don't even understand. And then he has De'Ami Brown over Jalen Waddle, Kadarius Toney, and Terrence Marshall.
Yes, I think we got to end this before Zach. Zach's going to get us canceled. He's going to say something he probably shouldn't say at this point.
I mean, guys, that is bad. Listen, we don't even make money here on the Blue Bloods, and we deliver better content than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's tough. That is so tough, man. I mean, listen, but guys, this was our informal NFL draft primer, man. We just wanted to get y'all thinking about all the storylines, all the potential scenarios that were going to happen this draft. Make sure to go check out our NFL draft corners where we have some awesome guys come on and talk certain teams. You could go check out our NFL draft playlist. It has all our mock drafts, all our 2-minute drills with position rankings. It has every single episode in there that we talked anything NFL draft. So if y'all are on a binge today at work, and you're like, man, all I want to do is just get ready for the draft tonight, check out our playlist. It's going to be linked at the end of this video. It's going to pop up. You're going to say, all right, that's it right there. Just click on it. Watch all those NFL draft videos. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we're at like 150 now. So you got like 24 hours to get us to 200. We're picking, yeah, way less than that probably now as you're watching. But y'all have that long to get us to 200, and we're going to pick more people to give that merch bundle giveaway to. But we're announcing the 5 winners we've already picked. right here on the NFL Draft live stream, live here on the Blue Bloods. So shout out to all of y'all that subscribed to get us to 100 and that are still supporting us now. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, man, and listen, me and B-Dub will see y'all tonight. Our NFL Draft special. Y'all get us for like 4 hours on here, man. So stick as long as you want, man. Be in the comments. Keep us entertained. We're going to have someone to talk to. We're going to get tired of each other. But, guys, we'll see y'all later tonight. But for myself, for B-Dub, the 2-minute drill, and the Blue Bloods, we are out.